Hey, if you're new here, I'm Christina, and today is all about productivity, organization, and getting your life together. This is also the first video that I'm speaking in, but I'm gonna be doing a tour of my Notion setup. If you don't know what Notion is, it's basically like an all-in-one productivity app. Also, this video is not sponsored. I've been using Notion for like 3 or 4 months now, and I just love how it's such like an aesthetic and functional way to help me stay organized and be on top of things. I watched a lot of other people's Notion tours to get an idea of how I want to set mine up, and like I also took some templates. I'm going to link those videos in my description as well, so you can check it out and just to give them some credit. I'm also going to share a link to my Notion templates. You can just download it and put it into your own Notion if you find that mine works well for you too. Welcome to my Notion. This is my daily page where I organize things I need to do or buy throughout the week. I keep some little reminders for things I do in the morning to get ready for the day, and a similar list for when I get ready for bed at night. On the right side, I keep a to-do list for short-term tasks I want to get done. The little boxes can be checked off whenever I'm done with something, and I just delete the row to get rid of it on my page. For more important tasks, I highlight it in a red background, but there's tons of other color options, and you can even change the text color too. Under my to-do list, I have a to-buy list. And to create anything new in Notion, you just type a / and a huge list of items you can add will show up. My daily page is divided into 2 columns of text, but you can also do 3, which I'll show how. So let's say I have another heading. I'll just drag that to the right side of the page, and now there's 3 columns. Each page can also have an icon that goes with it. I prefer emojis, but there are options to upload an image or a link to an image. You can customize your pages with a cover photo, and Notion has a gallery where there's images of art from the Met. I uploaded my cover photo, but you can also link an image or choose from a free stock image website called Unsplash. I don't have any comments added to my pages, but that's another feature Notion has. Down below, I plan out my week with things I need to do, and this really helps me keep track of all the things I need to do or finish during the week. I'm gonna check this off since I'm filming my Notion video right now. At the end of each week, I delete all the text and put in new ones. Oh, and there's different font styles that you can set your Notion to, like these. I prefer the default one though, since it looks cleaner and more organized to me. This is probably my favorite page. I keep track of things like my spending, goals, reading list, and travel bucket list items here. I got this page's layout from Nuriema's Notion, and I'll link her video in the description. I love the green theme I have going on with the cover photo, cute matcha emoji, and some green pictures to match with everything. These tabs underneath each header are all separate pages, and I changed the icon to an emoji that represents the page. Under discipline, I keep my budgeting and spending page. I sort my tables into either money that's coming in or money that's going out. There's a little quote here I put as a reminder to myself. And this is the call out block that makes your text stand out. Whenever I add something, I type in what it is and the amount, which automatically gets calculated into the total at the bottom of the table. In this menu, I can choose a label that categorizes what the money coming in was for. I also put a column to mark the dates, which my table sorts into chronological order. Yeah. So if you choose sort ascending, it should sort the dates in order. And I also put a little notes section to write any quick memos. The table columns aren't just limited to what I have here. As you can see, there's a lot of other kinds of columns you can add and play around with. I've also made subtables within the master table so I can see the data for each month. I started using Notion in April, so that's why I don't have a table for January through March. To separate my tables into different months, I create a table, name it, and then set a filter so that it doesn't show every single income item. I couldn't figure this out when I first started using Notion, but now I can easily track my income and expenses, so I'm going to show how you can do that. After you add a filter, select date. Select is on or after, exact date, and then the first day of the month. Add one more filter for date, and this time select is on or before, exact date, and the last day of the month. Down below I have the same table format, but this is for my spending. I can choose labels that categorize the type of things I spend money on. Oh, and you can also change the color of the labels. Next, on my life page, I have a manifestation section where I write down my goals. I want to keep my goals private, but I just write sentences of things I want to accomplish during 2021. At the bottom, I pick out goals specifically for the quarter of the year I'm in, so I can have a better focus on my goals and a checklist to help keep me accountable. Under my heart and health section, I have pages related to physical and mental health. I wanted to cook more, so I started saving recipes to try. I chose an icon that related to the recipe and inserted a picture of the finished product. Next to the picture, I listed the ingredients and wrote my version of the recipe's instruction. This layout is called the gallery view, and I use it to separate the different kinds of recipes, like breakfast, pasta, salads. Over here, I keep journaling prompts so I can look back on it for inspiration whenever I actually remember to journal. Nothing super fancy. I mainly use it as a space to store new journal prompts I find from books or accounts on social media. Under my journaling ideas, I have a similar page, but it's for my favorite quotes that I want to remember. So whenever I come across a quote I like from a show or a book, for example, I just keep it in this page. This is a picture of me in one of my favorite outfits ever, because why not? Another thing I love about Notion is that you can add like GIFs, videos, or even music to your page, but right now I only have pictures in my page. Under happiness, I have pages of things I want to buy or read and watch. Welcome to my never-ending list of clothes, shoes, home decor, and random things. I can put a check mark if I already bought something. I have different labels that categorize things on my wish list. And if I have a specific item I want, then I'll put a link to it in this column. I can write how much something costs in the last column, but since prices can change because of sales, I don't always add that. I have a reading list where I track books I've read this year and books I still want to read. I just write the book title, the author, and when I'm done reading it, I like to rate it out of 5 stars. Also, if you have book recommendations, please send them to me. The last thing in this section is my shows and movie list. It's formatted like my reading list, and I have labels for K-dramas, TV shows, or movies. I don't actually like watching shows or movies because I just can't sit down and watch something, but I'm definitely lacking some pop culture knowledge, so that's why I made this list. Moving on to my last section, I have a travel page where I have different places I want to visit when I can finally travel again. Everything is separated by continents, and each page is either a country, state, or city I want to visit. A lot of these aren't filled out, but I'll show one that is. New York. I wrote down the names of places I want to go to and put a label next to it, such as food and drinks for restaurants or sightseeing, art museums, and shopping. At the bottom, I included a picture of the place, which shows up as the page's cover photo when I close the page. Lastly, I have this page I just started, and it's kind of like a bucket list with a few things I want to do one day. Still have to add more to it though. And that's all for my life page. This is my work page where I organize things like content ideas, do project planning, and information for work opportunities. Whenever I work on a YouTube video, I come into this page, which helps me organize my ideas in workflow. Everything is so movable, so I can easily move a page around to a different board. So each page is its own video idea, and if I open one of them up, I can write how I envision the video to turn out, as well as the shots and editing techniques I want to try. Down here are some video ideas that I have, but am not currently filming or editing. If I start working on one, all I have to do is drag it to my workflow board, just like that. And then I have some more video ideas, but these are like bigger projects. I have a page for photo concepts and outfits because I love taking pictures for fun and for Instagram. I also have a list of Instagram captions I can look back on. I don't post on TikTok a lot, but I really like making short videos, so I started a page for some video ideas, but it's very empty right now. On the side, I have pages for projects I'm working on, so I've been trying to learn how to produce my own lo-fi music with Logic Pro, and I set up this page similar to my YouTube workflow, except it has boards for mixing and mastering, cover design, and submitting to my distributor. Still learning how to produce music, but I'm speaking it out into the universe that I'll release my first lo-fi song this year. I also design lens filters for Instagram and Snapchat. You can check them out. I haven't made any new ones in a while, but these are all the formulas I used to create my previous lens filters. I'll show what one looks like. It's basically a list of all the settings I used to create that filter's LUT formula. I want to do more brand collaborations and sponsorships in the future, so I started a contact list with brand emails. When I email a brand, I can keep track of whether I emailed them recently, the status, and any notes. I also started a page where I can write down dream brands I want to work with one day. The last resource page I have here is to store my media kit for when I pitch to work with a brand. You can upload files directly into Notion, and I actually have to update my media kit so it's not in this page right now. Down here I added a page to track any job or internship applications I submitted, and I can label what stage of the application I'm in, write the company name and position, the application's due date, the exact files I submitted, and even the link to the original job posting. The last thing I have here is a page for any notes I take for my current internship. I use this page for anything related to college, like little reminders and classes I still have to take before I graduate. I label what each class is for and write down the course name and number. I can also label if I'm currently taking a class, register for a class in the upcoming semester, or if I still have to take it. I just finished this summer class a week ago, so I can actually delete it now. And this one a month ago. And then I'm changing this one to in progress because I just started it. This page was for my summer class that I needed to take notes for, so nothing very interesting. And then I keep my Purdue account and digital library card information here, but I'm not going to expose that obviously. The last thing here is a list I use for move-in days. It has literally every single item I pack for when I move into my dorm every year. And I made this list before I moved into my dorm freshman year. I still use it today. So that's it for my college page. The last thing I have in my Notion is a notes page. I use this as a brain dump page, and then later on I organize it into a specific Notion page. The very last thing I want to show are all the templates Notion offers for free. So there's templates for like habit tracking, digital journaling, goals, a life wiki. And if you want to take notes for class using Notion or organize your course schedule, there are templates for that as well. That's all I have to show for my Notion tour. If you want to use any of my pages, my templates are in the video description. And yeah, thanks for watching.